Hi dancers, welcome to SKR Yoga and Wellness. My name is Sam and today we're doing a class to help strengthen the wrists and the forearms. So if you spend a lot of time on your hands, then this is the perfect class for you. So perhaps if you do a lot of acrobatics, or if you're also a break dancer, you spend a lot of time on the floor, this class is going to target all of the muscles around our wrists and forearms, basically everything below the elbow. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to do is I'd like you to imagine that you're trying to flick water off of your hands. So we're going to make this flicking action, and we're going to take this in 3 directions: forward, side, and up overhead. So 8 times with the hands forward, flicking the water off. And 5, 6, to the side. Flicking that water all the way off overhead. And we're going to do that same thing, so second cycle. 8 forward, to the side, and up overhead. Try to keep your core a little bit engaged as we do this. Now, we're going to reverse the initiation, so coming into a fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to re-extend your fingers out every single time. You might already start to feel the burn like I am. 5, 6, 7, second cycle. In, and to the side. And up overhead. Nice. And now taking it forward, you're going to take your hands into fists and make circles. Any direction is fine for right now, but we're making 8 circles. And then taking it to the side. Slowing this one down a little bit. And up overhead. My wrists are cracking a little bit if yours are too. Not to worry. Same thing, but this time just reverse the circle. So whatever direction you had, taking it the other way. And to the side. Remembering that we're keeping the core engaged so there's no arch to the back. And up overhead. And a couple more things, taking it forward. Flatten out your hands so your palms are shining to the front. And then bending all the way down. You should really start to feel this in your forearms. And 5, 6, last one. But we're not done yet. We're just gonna flip our palms out so your fingers are gonna shine to the side, and then folding it in. And again, you should really start to feel this in your forearms. And let's do one more here. Good. And now from here, you're gonna shake your hands side to side, taking it forward, kind of like a little jazz hand here. And then take it to the side, shaking those hands. Take it up overhead. And second round, you got this. We're almost there. To the side for roughly 8 counts. And up overhead, really shaking those hands. And now actually shake it out, shake it out. Relax the wrist, relax the hand, shake out all that tension. Very good. Let's just clasp your hands together and just make a couple little circles, warming up those wrists a little bit more. And now try and go the other direction. So it just feels a little bit weird for my brain to comprehend, but we get there eventually. So shaking through those wrists. And now, we're gonna start to stretch out the muscles in your forearms here. Take your thumbs and place them on the inside of your hands, wrapping your fingers around them, and you're gonna extend your arms out to the side. And then imagine that you are holding 2 jugs of water, and you're gonna pour those jugs of water out. So you're tipping your fists to the side, and you should start to feel a stretch from your thumb, reaching up your arm in towards your elbow there. Again, try and keep your core a little bit engaged here so we're not hyperextending through the back. We're up nice and tall with a neutral spine. And let's release that stretch. This time, take your fingers in, thumbs out, and you're gonna punch your fist directly out to the side so your fingers are pointing down. And then from here, you're just going to let the fist tilt towards the floor, keeping your elbows straight, and you should feel this through the top of the wrist and extending all the way up through your forearm. So feeling that stretch. Making sure that we're not holding our breath here as we come into these stretches, still breathing nice and deep. And release. So we're going to come into some individual finger stretches. So first we'll start with the right hand, stretching your right hand out. You're going to come to your index finger, your pointer finger. Just grab a hold of it and very lightly start to pull that finger back towards your wrist. Now as we do this, keep energy in the rest of your fingers and hands, so we're not relaxed here. We're engaged through the hand and through the palm, and then we're pulling the finger back. So we'll hold here for a couple breaths, moving into your middle finger. Taking a couple breaths here. Into your ring finger. Try to keep your elbows somewhat stretched as we do this. Moving to your pinky. It doesn't have to be totally bent, but it doesn't have to be locked either. Just keeping a little bit of length through that elbow. Now to get into the thumb, you're gonna grab the thumb with the entirety of your left hand, extend your hand back out in front of you, then you wanna pull that thumb away from the palm and towards the forearm. So it's at a little bit of a different angle than the rest of your fingers. You should feel that stretch right into the palm of the hand there. You've got a bigger muscle for this thumb here, so it feels really nice. And release, shake it out for that hand. Same thing on the left, extending your hand out, starting with the pointer finger, taking it and stretching it back towards your forearm, into the middle finger. Remembering to keep the rest of your hand nice and engaged. Your ring finger. And the last one, your pinky. And now coming into your thumb, grab hold of it, wrapping your hand all the way around it, pull it away from your palm, and then also towards your forearm. Keeping the rest of your hand engaged, remembering to breathe. We'll hold this one for a little bit longer because we tend to hold a lot more tension here. And shake it out, shake it out. So now we're going to come into some other wrist stretches. So I'll invite you to join me coming onto all fours. I'm just going to turn to face the side here. You're going to take your hands and flip them so your palms are flat on the floor. Fingers are pointing towards you, towards your legs. And now from here, you're going to rock your weight backwards slightly, but keep the entirety of your palm on the floor. So this will be subtle, not a very big shift here, just enough so that you can feel that stretch in the front of your forearms. And one hand will feel very different than the other, depending on what is your dominant hand. So for me, I feel this much more intensely through my right than I do on my left. We're going to take this a little bit farther now by sending your weight farther back and letting your palms lift off the floor. So we're bending into the fingers here. So kind of similar to what we did with the individual finger stretch, but now we have all 5 fingers in contact with the floor. So it's a little bit more intense. And you can allow your elbows to bend here as we do this. And again, you might notice that one elbow bends more than the other. Perfectly normal. And very gently peel your palms off the floor. And we're going to do that same thing, flipping the hands so your palms are now facing up towards you. The whole back of your hand is against the floor. Spread your fingers out wide. And then again, very gently shift your weight back. Feel that stretch through the top of your wrist here. Breathing, never holding our breath when we're stretching. And we're going to do that same thing, sending your hips back. You can allow your elbows to bend ever so slightly, just intensifying that stretch a little bit. And release. Last wrist stretch here. You're going to bring the wrists together, the center of the wrists together, and then take the shape and place it flat on the floor underneath you. And then again, making sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide, and you're going to rock back and forth, so to the right and to the left. Still stretching and getting it into those wrists. And again, this will be a slight and subtle movement, so nothing crazy. And very gently peel your hands off the floor, maybe give them one last good shake. And I'm going to turn myself to face you and say thank you very, very much for doing this class with me. I hope your wrists and forearms feel nice and warm and ready for the day ahead. Please don't forget to like this video and do subscribe to SKR Yoga and Wellness. I release new videos every single Friday. And that is it for today. Thank you so, so much once again, and have a great rest of your day.